Hello. Welcome to. I won. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm Rick Szabo, the winner of Season 1, Destination X. Can you believe it? And this is my wife, Sonya.
Hi. So, were you surprised? Leave in the comments. Or did you know all along and what gave it away? And were we really bad at keeping a secret or not?
Look, I've been keeping this secret for 8 months. It's been so hard. I'm so excited now. It's finally out.
Yes. So, this video is going to just be about Rick winning. We are recording it before we've seen that last episode. So we're not going to talk about the episode in detail. We're just going to talk about the fact that Rick did win and what life has been like since that moment.
Yeah.
So, Rick, first question. You open up this chest full of money. Take us back there. What was going through your mind?
Yeah. So we're going up to the top of Big Ben. That's where I placed my ex in London after having run around London all day. And I was convinced that Peter also chose Big Ben and that he was faster than me. He was already there. And so when I got to the top, I'm looking around and I remember saying, "Where's Peter? Where's Peter?" And I don't see him.
So you thought that he was...
I thought I was the runner-up for sure, and then I was, gonna get up there, and that he was gonna come out from the shadows,
like they were hiding
with his money. Yeah, he was hiding in the shadows. He had won, and this is just a big consolation. Like I kept looking around for him.
Like Amazing Race, how they kind of like take the people who get to the end point.
Yes, that's
away,
right.
And then you run up, and they're like, "You're in place 2."
That's right, something like that.
Okay.
But what I saw was a briefcase, and they positioned me in front of it and said, "All right, it's time to open it." And I'm thinking, there's no way. There's no way there's money in here. I've lost. And when I opened it,
so you were feeling really, really bad.
I was feeling down. Feeling down.
Because you had made it that far.
It was a lot of work to come into second place.
Yeah. And by now you'd been filming for
a month.
More than a month.
Yeah, it was a month.
Because the day you won was October 2nd or 3rd?
I don't know the exact day.
Yeah.
You would know better. I had no clock. I had no watch.
Anyway, it was a little more than a month.
Yeah. And so I'm there, and I open it, and all I see are those bundles of bills. And I don't remember. Did I scream? Did I start crying? Did I I don't remember the exact reaction, except just absolute dumbfoundedness. And then out from those shadows, which I thought was going to be Peter, was Jeffrey.
Did you expect that?
Well, once I saw the money, I'm like, he's got to be here somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And he comes up, and we embrace. And he's excited. He's crying. I'm crying. And we just kind of have a moment.
He didn't hug anybody else coming up.
Well, I don't know. He also didn't offer to have a beer. That'd have been kind of cool. Have a beer at Oktoberfest. That I think that would have been. No, I think my experience was better. I think so. So, and then he asks, what this would mean for me and my family. And I remember having a moment there, and then I started looking around, and there's all these cameras we're in the bell tower at the top of Big Ben, which come to find out afterwards, they just don't let people film in there.
Can you go up there?
You can take a tour lower. I don't think you can take a tour way to the top.
Wow.
Like we're above the Big Ben.
Wow.
I remember going down the elevator with the bell master. There's an actual title that he has, and he's been that bell master for 30 years, and he's never had a TV crew up there. He's like, I'm not sure what NBC paid, but it was big bucks to have a film crew up there at night. Yeah.
Wow.
It was, I don't think I could replicate that experience. Obviously
No.
couldn't.
Like, you probably can't go back to that scene to reminisce.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, it's
Very.
very special.
What was the view like?
So you're looking down at the bell, and then you look down to see out as well. So you're really in the dark. And you can see the back of the clock face,
Yeah.
right? Because you're behind it. Way at
Oh,
the top.
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like all those horror movies where,
Yeah. I feel like there has been movies where people have like gone inside it. Maybe, CGI.
maybe,
I think we've seen it.
right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
A cartoon or
Yeah.
the Clockmaker or something. Yeah.
Like, what's that Harry Potter one? Beasts.
Right.
Maybe. I'm making things
Yeah.
up. If you have seen a movie with Big Ben, the inside of it, put it in the comments because it'd be really interesting to go watch.
There is a Hollywood movie. I can't remember what it's called, like 39 Bells or The Night of the Bells, where it is about being inside Big Ben. I can't remember. Somebody had mentioned that at some point.
Okay.
I'll Google that.
Okay. So you win, you hug Jeffrey, and then, like, is it done? Everybody goes home? What happens?
Well, so what happens is we go back down all the way out, and there's more cameras now set up at the base outside. I think you're in a brick courtyard. I remember the bricks. And they interview me again. But they also have a telephone. And they ask me would I like to call anybody. And I'm like, yeah. They said, who? I said, my wife. I want to call Sonya. They're like, did they ask permission if you could be on the air? Do you remember?
No.
No. But,
No, but I do think I have released. No, I haven't. Anyway.
so what was your experience receiving that phone call?
Well, this is something we haven't talked about actually in any of our reaction videos, is what is my experience talking to Rick throughout that month of filming. And actually it was quite amusing because all I knew, the last I heard right before Rick started filming and before he got his phone taken away is they have my WhatsApp phone number, the producers, and they will WhatsApp me to make arrangements. So of course I, religiously am charging my phone. I have it next to me at all hours of the day, all month. And one day I was just pulling into work at 8 or 9 in the morning. And I get this text from this unknown number, but it says Andrew or something, like some male's name. And it says, hi. I'm like, I don't have time for these scammers. Like, who's trying to pick up on me at 8 in the morning? And I'm like, oh, this is so irritating because I thought for sure it'd be Rick. And then I'm like, oh, maybe it is Rick. And so I'm like, okay, I wouldn't do this normally, but I hi back, question mark. Like, all right, I'll play. And then they text, oh, is this a good time to talk to Rick? And so I'm like, pulling into work with all my work stuff. And I run into work and find a private, like a conference room, shut the door. And then they call me and they give me all these instructions that say, so you can talk to Rick for 10 minutes. You can, but you can't talk about days or times and locations or anything. And he can't talk to you about anything on the show, so don't bother asking. So that was essentially what it was like for me. And I remember having you on speakerphone and watching the time, and it was like to the minute, 10 minutes. We had 10 minutes to talk, and that probably happened 3 or 4 times in the month. But I just never knew when. So fast forward to
The finale.
that finale, of course, I had an inkling that it would be done filming pretty soon. I didn't know how far Rick had gone because I think I had talked to him maybe 3 or 4 days before.
Right.
And of course, like now more than ever, that phone is like here, like all day, like 2 days. Like there was 2 days where I'm just like checking my phone like a baby.
Probably not easy to get a lot of work done those days.
No, and actually, I worked from home on the second day when I hadn't heard from you because I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but if he calls me and if he says he won, well then I'm going to scream and that would be disruptive. and I probably shouldn't at work. And then if he calls me and says he lost, well then I should just be there and
support.
Yeah. So I work from home, but the whole day went by and like according to my time calculations, it was dinner time at home in Picton and in Canada, which would have made it like 11 p.m.
Yeah, I remember being up in the clock tower at the stroke of 11. So you experienced that there? Yeah. That was neat.
Yes. So by dinner time, I had, finished my work day. I am like gonna jump out of my skin. I couldn't handle hearing nothing. And I thought, you know what? I haven't heard from him because it's done. And they're not going to film at 11 p.m.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh.
A lot of nights went to 11.
And he's not calling me because he doesn't want to talk. I don't know. Or he's just like a wreck. They've got to go find him.
Oh,
I don't know.
They left me in London.
So I'm like, okay, I've got to distract myself. So I asked my friend if she wants to go grocery shopping with me. So she and I get in the car and we drive to a grocery store. And we're just getting out of the car in the parking lot. And I get this text. Hi. And I'm like, I look at my friend and I'm like, and I must have been the craziest person because I think I literally opened the car door. I left the car door open. I'm sure I did. And of course I couldn't talk with her there.
Right.
So I just grab my phone and I just start running. And I run.
You're in the grocery store parking lot.
In the parking lot. And I run. I'm like, where can I go? That's private. So I run to the side of the grocery store and then I'm like, oh, not private enough. So then I run behind, where the pallets are and the dumpsters are. I land there. And then I'm like, yes, I can take his call. So there's no one around. So yeah, it's me and some wooden pallets, some seagulls, and dumpsters behind a grocery store.
Right.
And I finally get to talk to you.
Yeah. That conversation is a blur to me. I don't remember it. I remember talking to you. I remember screaming. I guess we'll see it. I assume they're going to show that phone call on the finale.
Yeah, because they asked for my
That's
permission.
for the spelling of your name. So it might show that on the screen.
They better get it right.
Oh. Sonya with a Y.
I will have a whole reaction video.
Oh, dear. If this is Sonya Szabo. No. Sonya Szabo.
Yeah, so I don't remember the words that came out of your mouth except that, I think you said something like, I'm standing here in front of a briefcase full of money or something like that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you guys have watched it by now, so you'll know. But you said that, and I was probably like, what? Really? No.
Did you tell your friend in the parking lot?
No.
How do you go back with a
she's
smile?
Like eyeing me.
She's probably looking for a clue. Is it good news or bad news?
I'm like, yeah. So I go back and I'm like, yeah, that was Rick. He's fine. He's coming home in a few days.
Oh, it's been so hard keeping this secret.
I know. But I mean, like, I imagine I'll talk to her and I imagine, she probably sensed my posture that it was good news, but I didn't tell her. And then as soon as I could, within half an hour or less, I immediately called all of our kids and told them, because that was something we asked. That was
Yeah.
a conversation we had. Like, who can know?
Yeah.
And they said, you can tell your kids, they're under the same NDA.
Right.
So we have 2 daughter-in-laws. So we told our sons and our daughter-in-laws and our daughter, and obviously swore them to secrecy, but they had a million questions.
Right.
And I love making that phone call, because there's nothing better than like calling somebody with like the best news.
And they've been just dying to hear the updates on how Dad's doing.
Yes,
Oh.
I've been updating them as much as I could. And of course, they're all waiting for the good news. Because, I mean, we had known you'd made it far enough. Because the last phone call I had with you 4 days previous was something like, yeah, I think I'm going to the final location. Okay.
And I'm still in it.
Yeah.
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 So, So that's the extent of the people that knew that I had won for 8 months was my wife, my 3 kids, and their spouses. That was it. I didn't even tell my parents, which it was hard, but it's been so much fun to allow them to go through the process of watching and rooting me on and having those nail biter moments, and then calling me right after they watch it to go over, the strategy and what was I thinking and how I was doing. And it's been fun. So they're coming to the finale this Tuesday, and I'm excited to celebrate with them and finally get to, tell them in person that I won.
I imagine they are going to be so proud of you. And that was one thing I said to Rick. Because we thought we probably could tell them, and then I thought, like, isn't it kind of fun to have 8 months of suspense?
Oh no!
I think that. Well,
maybe
we'll find out if they enjoyed the experience of guessing. But I think they knew you won, because they know you. They know you like.
Well, like my sister on episode 9, when I lied to Biggie about the white pine cones in my box, she immediately calls me and says, "I knew you were lying the second you opened your mouth. I knew you were lying." People that know me know my tells, so I'm guessing my parents probably could figure it out because they've known me my whole life.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and actually I went back and looked at that. I'm like, oh my goodness, Rick, you.
So obvious to you?
Yes. If Rick ever gets on the Traders.
Well, when?
Okay.
When I get on the Traders.
I could give away his tell to anybody who would like, for a very large sum of money.
Oh, they're going to be now rewatching that scene over and over again. All right, what is it?
But you do. You have a tell. Not that but when we're playing games or whatever, sometimes I'm like, oh, oh, Rick.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, and I think our kids did not tell anybody that they knew. It was easier for them.
So just to say that they didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I know, but I can't tell you, that's the worst.
Yeah. So we're gonna
pay a toll here in 300 feet. We're crossing from US to Canada. And while we're slowing down, I'll look for birds.
Yeah. So life after that big phone call for me was on, whatever, just like couldn't stand to wait for you to come home. And I think maybe in my mind I was like, oh, he's gonna come home, next day, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, so life for me afterwards was sequestered in the hotel in London and 2 full days of interviews on the bus. So we flew from Monaco up to London on a commercial jet, not private, and definitely not that helicopter we flew in from London. I don't think a helicopter can fly straight from Monaco.
Did you say a commercial jet? Or
Yeah,
a commercial airplane, like a
airplane.
regular. Oh,
Yeah. Not like a private jet,
No,
but like I
yeah.
can't remember if it was United or
Air France.
Air France or British. I think it was British Air. That makes sense.
Yeah.
British Air. And
So that's how you got to London.
yeah, the three of us were there on the plane with all the cameramen, with
Women.
all the production. It was so much fun. Actually, I sat next to the chief prop maker, which that was a lot of fun. He was like, they weren't allowed to talk to us, but he was not happy with me.
Oh.
And
why not?
Because I kept maybe leaving the challenges with a prop in my pocket, and his job was to make sure all the props were safe and secure for if we were to play this game again. And he's like, every time we finish a challenge, whatever, like the poker chip with the Rick on it was missing. And then I think Toggle's like, I think I know who has it. So I do have that giant poker chip with Rick on it. They're not going to use that, right? I probably shouldn't have said all that. Yeah, so we got to, so afterwards it was 2 days of interviews back on the bus. The bus drove while we were flying. And so we got back on the bus to do some of those interviews that we had to catch up on. Sometimes if the filming goes late, we don't have time to do interviews. And then they wanted reaction videos from me after I won. So, yeah. So that was a couple days of that. And then got to fly home. Crows. American Crows. Yeah.
Yeah, so you flew home like 3 days later.
Yeah.
3 days or so. 3 full days. It was felt like forever. And
I was in a wheelchair.
Yes.
When I came home. An absolute wheelchair.
You are in the same state then as you are now.
Isn't that funny? The finale when I filmed it and the finale when I'm watching it, I have a torn muscle in my leg.
Yeah. Yeah. Limping along.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the show or not, so I don't want to talk too much about that injury. But in that last day of running around London, I tore a calf muscle.
But it didn't defeat.
Nope. Didn't stop me from winning. Oh, but I was in stinking pain, and I didn't take any painkillers because I didn't want it to mess with my cognitive thought process. So I was playing in a lot of pain.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So what was it like for you when you get home and everybody's asking a million questions?
Oh.
Where were you? How long was filming? Did you win? Did you win?
Every person asked how I did, how I won. Not a whole lot of people knew what I was doing. It's better just to keep that quiet.
You were gone for more than a month.
But I was gone for a month.
Which
right?
was also kind of funny because people would be like, during that month, they'd be like, oh, hey, Sonya, how's Rick? And I'd be like, I can honestly say I don't know how he is, and I don't know where he is. That started a lot of rumors.
I'm sure it did.
I got a lot of looks like.
So it was a lot of, it was a great time. It was fun. I went with the story of I learned a lot about how how television production worked. I learned a lot about behind the scenes. I learned all about how audio works and the video works. And I just would tell some generics about how I, love being part of the TV production. But I couldn't say anything about where we went and how I did. Of course, it's all, the NDA is so thick. And because I had won, I had the most to lose for violating it, right? I mean, I could not get the prize money. I could actually have to pay, I think, 4 times the prize money in a penalty if I were to, talk about things I weren't supposed to talk about.
So when you came home, one of the things that we did was, I was like, well, if I can know what happened, I want to know everything. So we took a couple of days. It was kind of like, okay, chapter 1, tell me what happened first.
Yeah.
And then you would tell me every detail you could remember about the first day or the first challenge or the first location.
Yeah.
And we went through all of them. Well, I think we started at the end. That was the best one.
Yeah. And I told you in detail about everybody on the bus, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to know how my description of the people, how it compared to when you saw them.
Well, you know what's funny is this is a good time to okay. What is funny? Like I was thinking about that because I remember when you told me about Mac and the way you described Mac.
Oh
no. It was like in my head because I couldn't see any pictures. We were trying to find pictures of people on Instagram, and Mac I hadn't seen a picture of her. Probably we couldn't find one for months and months because she really wasn't on Instagram. So my image of her in my head was like kind of this, I don't know, dumpy, sad young person. Well, not that young, but middle-aged person, crusty.
I'm really bad at describing people.
Well, you didn't tell me. I don't think you talked about what she looked like. You just talked about what she was like because you had said, "Oh, she's asexual," and she says she doesn't like people, and she didn't like people, and she just likes to be alone, and she just travels all the time, and she's a lawyer.
And then when you saw a picture,
yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, she's so cute. No. Yeah, I still, when I look at her, I'm like, Mac.
Sorry, Mac.
But she'll even admit that she changed.
Yeah.
She was kind of like that.
Yeah.
And you probably are surprised too.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're good friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who else? No.
Oh. We're back. We just went through the border. All right. I had to turn the camera off. They don't want you to film the border. Okay. Back in Canada.
So we were talking about the cast. I think everybody else.
True to my description.
Yeah, and then one thing you had said about Janae was, oh, she was so sweet. She was so sweet. We were such good friends. And that was interesting because just like looking at a picture of her, it's hard to know exactly what her personality is like. So we did watch Love Island.
We watched Love Island.
Her season. We sped up.
Yeah.
It's not our kind of show.
We wouldn't. No, had we not known her, we wouldn't have watched.
Yeah, and we definitely had to sanitize our eyes afterwards. But it was
I'm actually glad I didn't see that before meeting her.
Well, yeah.
So that I wasn't jaded on, having had seen her in a bikini and making out with everybody.
Oh my god! But I can tell, you can see how people fell in love with her.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, because I was really rooting for her in that show. Really.
We haven't watched Pilot Pete's Bachelor season. No. We watched this Traitors.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe this is a good conversation for the next reaction video. Is just Pete, Pete's gameplay in the Traitors and Pete's gameplay in Destination X.
And how, again, a runner-up.
Let us know in the comments if you want us to talk more about Pete. But yeah, this is getting long anyway. So let's talk about the $250,000.
$250,000 US.
Okay. When did you know that was the prize money?
I learned that at 10:30 p.m. before the show started. Before we started playing the game. We didn't know that throughout the entire casting process. The answer was always, it's for a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah, so I remember when we heard that, we were like, well, maybe.
It's $1 million.
Or more.
I mean, Survivor's $1 million. Deal or No Deal Island is $5 million.
Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast is $10 million. So I'm thinking it's got to be $1 million plus. So
But we watched those other ones, the seasons that were in Europe, like the Belgian ones,
Yeah.
the France ones, and they
low.
were they 50?
It was like 100,000 euros or 50,000 euros. It was low.
Yeah.
But this is NBC. Ugh.
Yeah, remember that one that was like when they announced it and they all acted like they were surprised. Maybe, and the one lady was like, "Well, that ain't nothing."
Well, that ain't nothing. That's right.
Not nothing.
So, please don't get me wrong. I'm happy for the money.
What are you gonna say?
That ain't nothing.
It's not nothing.
But it's not life changing. I wouldn't say it's life changing.
Yeah.
But
it helps.
It's great. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't have the money yet.
Right.
No.
Everybody's like, "Oh, Rick won't tell us that he won, but there will be signs." So we always get like people just asking a lot of nosy questions.
Yeah.
About us, but I mean, I think we've been living pretty similarly.
Yeah.
Well, no.
We're doing a lot of traveling.
Actually, no. In that way, it has sort of changed our life in some ways because we're not like we didn't. Well, I quit my job not because of the money, but because we knew that this was something that we could do. Rick wanted to be freed up.
I want to live the lifestyle of a digital nomad where my birding business is on the road. I'm doing adventure birding videos. I'm a content creator and I can do that from anywhere. I don't want to be doing it from an office. No.
You also, I think, because you think you may be able to say yes to another show if it comes up. You know, that's one thing about reality shows is either they have to be professional reality stars and make lots of money doing that, or they have to like quit their job or go on leave. Reality stars, they can only be one of two people, like self-made or very, very, very poor. Like that's all you get. So I guess we're opting for the very poor. But like it'll be fun. It's okay.
Yeah. So I think the contract says 30 days after the finale is when I'll get paid.
Yeah. But
clock starts.
And then, of course, if you do the calculations, taxes.
Big chunk of that.
Yeah, they don't hold back the taxes that we have to pay them. So, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of checking and double checking to make sure that we pay the right amount of taxes.
Right.
So it's not spent yet. It's probably not going to be spent. What do you think, Rick? What are we going to do with it? What are you telling people?
Oh, well, the story on the show, I mean, it's true. I am a family man and I want to take care of my family. We did sell our house last summer before I got on the show. So we're living in an apartment. I'd like to have another house someday. So a lot of it's going to go into savings until we can afford a house.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Like
that's not very fun Canada, to talk about.
In Canada, it's like that's not a lot of money after taxes. No. It's not buying us a house, but we do have money saved up. But we'll see. We're also not in this big rush.
And I also want to keep making my birding videos, which requires a lot of cost of traveling and going to exotic places to see the birds. So I'm building up that business. I want to have a birding community. It costs a lot of money to build websites and communities, and that's what I want to do. And also, you're building a law practice, so there's cost of building that up too.
Yeah, that gives us a little runway.
Yeah,
it's nice. We feel very, very blessed, and just when I found out that Rick won, I had some time to reflect on it, and after hearing all of the clues and all of the destinations and all the challenges that he won and the things that he knew, it was pretty awesome to think, you know, like Slumdog Millionaire, you know, like the kid who, how his life leading up to winning the $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like told him all of the answers.
Right.
It felt like that. That's what it felt like. I was like, you just never know in your life what things are happening to you. Because if you know us, we've done lots of really random things, and it feels like it's random. Like, why did we needed to one day. We needed to get our kids on a plane and take them to Europe for a month, rent an RV, and go to as many countries as possible in 2017. Why did we need to do that? We didn't know, but we were like, we're doing it. We did that.
Yeah.
And that is when we went to most of those countries, and we were there with our kids, and we saw all of the sites. Like, it was a great tourist adventure.
And it mimicked a lot of the places the bus stopped at.
Yes.
When I say we or I had been to every city that was a Destination X, is true. I've been there. Not because I'm rich and I travel a lot, but because my life, we've prioritized traveling. That's how we spend any spare money that we have at the end of the year. We love and live to travel. And this game was made for me, like, because I love traveling and because I love playing games. It really wasn't fair to the other people. But I was made for this.
Well, I think like your life has led up to this, and I mean, I believe that this is a gift from God, and that He's been working in our lives from always. But all of these things that we've been doing, like going to Africa, and then we would do these long layovers in Europe with our kids. It was leading to this, and you don't know it, but it's really cool to have that sort of fairy tale stories that that ties something in a knot, at least a little bit, or in a bow.
Well, the podcasters that talk about me in their reaction videos, they always are amazed that each episode I reveal another job that I've had or a place that I've been to. Like, you guys don't even know the start of it. If I were to list off all the businesses we've run or I've owned, snowplow driver, bakery owner, ice cream shop owner, right, event planning business, restaurateur, home inspector.
Yeah, and it
it's.
I guess the point about that is that it, like, sometimes you can think about your life as feeling random and like
I keep doing
scattered.
yeah.
But what if actually it's not random? What if it was all a plan?
It's all coming together, and you just don't know it until it's right there in front of you in the form of a briefcase full of money.
And you also like took the knowledge that you had and you used it and applied it. And I know it was really hard for you. It didn't just come easy to you. I mean, the 3 or 4 conversations that I had with you on the show, you were struggling. You were really struggling.
There was a lot of tears on that bus, and every time I called, I welled up because I was playing a hard game.
Yeah. I remember you telling me, like, I'm not sleeping.
Oh, yeah, from keeping the clues straight, noodling on them all night, and then also having to remember what you've told everybody on the bus on all the conversations to keep everything straight. Not easy to do. And playing both sides, having 2 different alliances and keeping them separate, it's the hardest game to play. Hardest game to play, because you can't mess up. Then nobody will trust you. But I did it, and it worked.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So last question.
Okay.
Unless there's something else you want to talk about. So now it's end of July.
Yeah.
The secret's out. You won.
All right. Finally, I can talk about it.
Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm ready. Well, maybe this is just who I am. I was like, turn the page, next chapter. What's next? What's the next adventure? Destination X done. And it's funny. everyone who's played other reality games like Josh and Peter, they've said this is the hardest game they've ever played. Like, so where do I go from there? If I win the hardest game that you can play, like, I want to put my skills up in the other games. Like, I want to do this again. I want to play more. But now everyone's going to have be in their sights. Target's going to be squarely on my back.
So you're nervous?
Nah.
Excited?
Yeah.
Excited for the future?
Yeah.
Open?
I'm open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're leaving our life open.
Yeah.
For
the next thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
All right.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I feel so like the luckiest girl in the world. I mean, for me to be sitting at home, but not knowing that all along, like in some ways I was the main character, you know? Maybe I was the Princess Peach. At least in your story.
Every episode you were mentioned. Every episode. Yeah.